What's up, guys? Kalin here with Kalin Writes, and today we're going to talk about two car crashes that have occurred recently. One involving Houston nurse Nicole Linton, and another one involving the popular actress Anne Heche. So let's jump into it. As some of you may have known, in California, Windsor Hills, there was on August 4th a crash involving Houston nurse Nicole Linton.
Horrific crash caught on camera. A black Mercedes plowing into a Los Angeles intersection Thursday afternoon, killing 5 people, including a baby and a pregnant woman, plus injuring 8, according to authorities. The cars erupting in flames.
Saw things flying in the air in the explosion. And all of a sudden, there was a baby flew in the air all the way from the middle of the road to my pump, landed on the floor.
The destruction widespread, with dozens of first responders rushing to the scene.
In this car crash, 6 people are reported to have died. So Nicole Linton is a black woman. She's a black nurse. And in the other crash, we have Anne Heche, who is a prominent white actress.
You can see all of the charred items in the driveway here and on the sidewalk. And then as we pan over, you can also see that there is caution tape surrounding this entire home after it was seriously damaged in this crash as well. Let's show you some new surveillance video that we just got into our newsroom. You can see the moments before the crash. You will see a blue Mini Cooper fly by on the street here leading up into this house. You can see that actress Anne Heche was going at a high rate of speed, at least according to the video here. This is Ring camera footage. And now take a look at this other video that we're going to show you this afternoon. You can see the fiery aftermath from this crash following this bad crash. It all happened on South Walgrove Avenue just before 11 o'clock this morning. The car, that Mini Cooper, barreled through the house, causing a massive fire. Firefighters knocked down the flames and pulled the charred car out of the home. The driver's license plates come.
So as far as the tragedy is concerned, color does not matter. The fact that people lost their lives and are human beings is very tragic in any case. As far as the crash with Anne Heche, no one has been reported to have died yet. She is in critical condition. So with the first crash, it seems to be that this woman, who some people are saying she's 37, some people are saying that she's 40. She's a traveling nurse from Texas, and she has been since convicted of vehicular homicide on multiple counts. It says suspected of driving at speeds of at least 100 miles an hour. The drunk driver plowed through the busy intersection at around 1:40, claiming the lives of 6 people, including a pregnant woman. And this pregnant woman is identified by the coroner's office as Asheray Ryan. She's 23 and she had a son. There was one report from a woman saying that a baby was ejected out of the car and landed right next to her. And she tried to perform some kind of life-saving techniques on the baby, get help, but the baby was gone by the time it landed next to her. Several people were ejected from their vehicles. And there's a story by a popular Instagram rapper who summed up what happened and drew some correlations between an argument that this woman had with her boyfriend.
It's a full-time registered nurse. Travel state to state to different ICUs. Now check it. Got a license in Houston, Texas. Had a little puppy. The puppy was dead for her. This who she consoled when her and her man fought. But it was one of them fights. Tempers went to flames. Out of options. Figured she'd drink away her pain. Made her reminisce. Get lost in the past. Thinking about her ex that she lost in the crash. Feeling her heart broken down. Destroyed her. Figured she'd take herself and go join him. And with that mindset up inside her, jumped in the Benz, went 100 miles an hour.
And the accident, saying that she was drunk after arguing with the boyfriend and somehow jumped into the vehicle and sped down the road and killed people. Let's see, it says praying for Asheray Ryan, her unborn child, and her 1-year-old son. So those 3 people in that car were killed. You know, it's just really sad because drunk driving is never something that anyone should do, obviously, for obvious reasons. I think here we should take into account that she has been charged with murder. Now, in the case, let's see, it says she's five dead and 8 injured. That could be 6. I'm not sure what the exact numbers are, but at least 5 people are dead. In the other story, we have Anne Heche. It says Anne Heche has remained in critical condition since crashing her car into an LA residence on Friday. Over the weekend, a representative stated that Anne was in stable condition, but that information has since been confirmed as inaccurate. She has a significant pulmonary injury requiring mechanical ventilation and burns that require surgical intervention. CNN reported that Heche is under investigation for misdemeanor DUI and hit and run, according to a LAPD officer. Investigators obtained a warrant for a blood draw on the day of the incident. They're still awaiting those results. Once the investigation is complete, the case will be referred to the LA City Attorney's Office. It says Lynn Michelle was inside her residence where Heche crashed and fire broke out. Yeah, apparently Anne Heche ran her car into someone's home, and fortunately no one was killed. And we are awaiting the reports on whether she had an over the limit blood alcohol level. But I just want to do a quick comparison between the 2 cases, because some people are talking about the conviction of Nicole Linton as being extreme in comparison to Anne Heche. I know for me particularly, some things in this country don't require a lens of race. I don't care what color a driver is. If they kill 6 people because they were drunk driving, they should, in my opinion, be in jail somewhere for a long time. Now, none of us are God. None of us can play as if we have never made mistakes, like vile mistakes that have harmed people. However, when life is lost due to negligence, and that's what she's being charged with, is gross negligence, we can't rule out as a possibility that someone be placed in jail for life. Now, she's a Black woman in a country that has been historically grossly abusive and vile towards Black people. And the whole reason we're over here, a lot of Black people, is because of slavery. So I don't know what her background is, where her family came from, who she is, even if her parents were descendants of slaves, or even if that matters. The fact of the matter is that driving your vehicle in LA drunk and ejecting multiple people out of their vehicles, 1 or 2 of those at least being babies under 1 year old, like, there's a brutality and a heinousness there that just says one is not fit to inhabit life in regular society. Then in the Anne Heche situation, they're saying they don't know if alcohol was a part of why she crashed. Now, Anne Heche may have access to certain lawyers and legal avenues that others don't have access to. So even if she was said to have alcohol in her blood, she may be able to get off of this case a lot easier because, 1, she didn't kill anyone. It doesn't take away the negligence of this situation if she was found to have alcohol in her blood, but the fact that no lives were lost, just severe property damage, is going to be a major factor in what kind of sentencing she gets. We can't compare the 2 in that situation because Anne Heche, as far as we know, didn't kill anyone. And she's still in a coma, so as of this video, so she may not even survive. We don't know yet. The woman who killed the 6 people in LA lived. She survived. She's alive and well. I don't know. Some reports said that she sustained major injuries. Other reports say that she's made a full recovery. So we don't know for sure what the extent of the damage was, but we know that she's being charged with vehicular homicide. It says the traveling nurse has been charged with 6 counts of murder after a high-speed crash, which left 6 people dead, and she could be facing a 90-year prison sentence if convicted on all of the charges. She was driving at high speed in a Mercedes when she sped through a red light at the intersection of La Brea and Slauson Avenue. Should she get 90 years? I mean, let's just say she got 10 years for each person she killed, plus 20 for the lives of the 2 babies. That's, if 6 people died, 2 of those are babies, that's 20, that's 40 for the babies, a combined total of 40 for the other 4 people, so 80. Doesn't seem too unreasonable to me. I could see if she wasn't drunk. I could see if the brakes went out. I could see if somehow the vehicle just shut down, she lost control. I could see if she had a dying person in the back of her vehicle that she was rushing to the hospital. There are allowances for grace in situations where the driver was not being negligent. But in this case, there's no room for error here. You're driving a vehicle through an intersection with a red light. One officer said the vehicle could have been going at around 60 miles an hour, at least. Some reports say 100 miles an hour, like, we don't know. This lady who died was more than 8 months pregnant, and she had an 11-month-old baby. And her boyfriend was with her too. It's just, it's madness. For me, I think Anne Heche, if she is found to have some kind of alcohol in her system, should definitely be punished. Should she get 90 years in prison? Probably not. Just off of a basic level, I'm not judging her based on her race or the past that Black people have had with white people. To me, in this case, that's not even an issue. If she really did fly into someone's home and damage their property, she should be made to pay for the property. With all the money she most likely has, she should probably buy the person a new home wherever they want the home. And she should spend some time in jail for sure. And the full extent of the law should come down on her. She should be put into a driver's course, maybe have her license taken away. If she could get a driver, you know, whatever it is, therapy, why were you driving drunk? If it even turns out that she had alcohol in her system, we don't know. Hopefully nothing is hidden under the radar, and they don't try to lose the blood alcohol report or something silly like that, because that's going to draw suspicion. But if they do things right and, you know, she turns out to just have had some kind of mishap with the car, then that's another case. We could look at that. But anyway, we should all just, I just want to take a second to remind everybody to be safe when you're driving, man. If you got some issues going on and you're drinking, don't get in the car, because the anger mixed with the alcohol is going to make you do some sporadic things, and you could likely kill someone, if not yourself. Be safe, drive wisely, give the keys to someone else if you're going to be drinking. Kalin Writes, out.